moving on. Angel, did you know that the NFL starts in a week?
It's official, Josh. We're getting football.
We're officially getting football. I can't believe it. And you know what? I've talked about it many times on this podcast. I did not think it was going to happen. And what I wanted to do, and I'm probably going to end up jinxing this shit, because I jinx a lot of shit. I sent Angel a meme a couple days ago about, it's like me, like fighters immediately after I say they're a fighter to watch and they're an under the radar fighter, and it's them the Death Note scene of everybody dying and falling over. Because very rarely do I pick a fighter that's like, oh, person on the undercard, this is a fighter to watch. You know, they're going to be a featured contender. They end up getting destroyed their next fight. It's just something that always happens. The most recent example was Maria Agapova like a week ago. So it just happens every single time. I remember we hyped up that one dude from Glory who fought Tyson Nam, and he got absolutely fucking destroyed. So I just hype up a lot of these dudes a lot, and they end up getting destroyed. So I'm a really good jinxer, but I'm going to say it. I think football is going to happen, guys. And so to celebrate, I wanted to give the NFL division winner predictions and give some quick predictions. Angel, you can feel free to contribute if you want, but I mean,
Go for it, Josh.
All right, real quick. Starting off, this will be rapid fire. AFC East. I'm going to go Buffalo Bills to win the division. Obviously, New England they still got Belichick. They got Cam Newton. And, you know, they still have some good pieces on that squad, okay? And I think that as long as Billy B is there, they're going to be a good team. But they no longer have fucking Johnny Foxborough, okay? And they no longer have Brady. They lost a lot of – more than just Brady. They lost pieces on the defensive side of the ball. Buffalo was at their necks all season last year. And I don't think adding Cam – and I love Cam Newton, but the dude's really injury-prone. He's not looked the same last 2 years. I'm going to go Buffalo to win the division down there in New York, all right? Moving on to the AFC North. Obviously, Baltimore Ravens. I don't see anybody surpassing them. I think that you look at the Ravens roster, and I think Lamar Jackson still needs to take steps in terms of improving his passing, okay? He's a very good runner. He's a very good contributor when it comes to getting down to the red zone. He's very, very accurate down there. Him in the red zone is one of the most underrated parts of that offense because he has a lot of – I mean, if you look at his touchdowns passing, he got like 3,000 yards passing, but he had 37 touchdowns, something like that passing-wise. They run down there to the red zone, and then they either bulldoze with, you know, their running attack, or they just let him throw when they're really, really close. And he's really, really good down near the red zone. That's a very underrated part of his game. I really wanted to pick Cleveland for a fun pick, you know, because I'm high on Cleveland. I'm high on Baker Mayfield. They went 6-10 last year after being hyped up so much. I think this year they're probably going to make the playoffs. I think, you know, they're going to have an actual head coach with Kevin Stefanski. I'm very high on Cleveland. Pittsburgh is a team that people have been saying maybe they'll come out of the North. But Pittsburgh, they have 38-year-old Ben Roethlisberger coming off an ACL tear. That's a terrible decision. They have an amazing defense, but I'm willing to bet he's going to look bad. Moving on, AFC South. This one's a toss-up for me personally. Indianapolis got Phillip Rivers. They were an okay team last year, even without a real quarterback. They had Jacoby Brissett, but he was, you know, pretty injury-prone, and he's not a starter in his own right. Tennessee made the conference finals last year, but they ended up getting blown out by the Chiefs, and they ended up Tannehill looked good, and so did, you know, Derrick Henry. But I'm going to go Houston. Houston, despite losing Deshaun, they had Deshaun Watson. I meant they lost DeAndre Hopkins. Deshaun Watson is still going to go off. I think that's going to be a competitive division. I'm just not a big believer in Tennessee, man. They have a tried and true like formula when it comes to the playoffs of running the ball, minimizing the offense, like the other team's time of possession, and they're really good in the playoffs with their running attack. I just don't think it's going to be as viable this time around. I feel like kind of the word down on Tennessee. I think they might make the playoffs, but I'm not that high on them this year, man. And then Jacksonville fucking sucks. All right, Jacksonville. I was talking to my buddy about it the other day. They're going to go 2-14. Okay, Jacksonville's terrible, and they just got rid of Leonard Fournette. AFC West, Chiefs all day, not even close. 14-2, bold prediction. I think it'd be more fun to pick the second team, and I think that's probably going to be Denver. I think Denver's going to be the second team in the AFC West. They're going to finish second, but Kansas City all the way. We're going to make the Super Bowl again. Just saying. We're facing the Texans next Thursday, so you guys should watch us beat the hell out of them again. NFC East, I'm going to go Philadelphia. I just don't see Washington is too young, and they don't even have a name right now. So the Washington football team is what they're called. Giants, I like Daniel Jones, I like the steps he's taking in his development, but I don't think it's going to be able to make the playoffs. Dallas is super inconsistent. I think it stays that way. NFC North, I'm going to go with Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go full scorched earth this year after they drafted his replacement. I think they're going to win the division. Minnesota's a good team, but I don't think they're going to be good enough. Detroit has potential, but I don't think their defense is good enough to carry them. And Chicago has a really good defense, but Trubisky or Foles are just not good enough to drag them into the playoffs. NFC South, all the hype is with Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette. They have such an amazing roster. If it was 2015, I'm going to go New Orleans. I think New Orleans is going to be the number one team in that conference, honestly. I think Drew Brees is getting older, but I do think it's going to be enough. I think Tampa Bay is going to go 9-7. I think they're going to be this year's Browns. There's always one team in the NFL every single year that's hyped up, and they end up not being that good. Like, on paper, their roster looks amazing. They got Rob Gronkowski, they got Tom Brady, they got LaShawn McCoy, they just got Leonard Fournette, they got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You know, they got really good O.J. Howard, also another tight end. They could be running 3 tight end sets. Cam Brate's really good too. But I think Tom Brady, he's getting really, really older. He looked like he regressed in the second half of last season. Finally, he looked like he regressed. The running backs, I mean, Rojo is a pretty good guy, but Fournette's really inconsistent, and LaShawn McCoy is a fumble machine at this point in his career. He's very, very old. He's not that old, you know, in terms of, but in running back years, he's old. He's like 34. Yeah, I'm going to go New Orleans to win the NFC South. And last but not least, I'm going to go San Fran out of the NFC West. I think San Francisco, they got really, really close to beating us in the Super Bowl, man. They got really, really close. I like Arizona. I like some of the moves they've made. I'd like to pick Arizona as an upset pick, but I don't think it happens. Seattle has a lot of potential, but they're just very clearly limited on the wide receiver side and the running back side. I mean, I'm not sure if Marshawn Lynch is going to be back with them this year. I heard rumors that he might come back. And they just got Josh Gordon to be another wide receiver for them, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm going San Francisco out of the NFC West. Okay, Angel, how was that? I'm sure you agree with all of my picks.
Yeah, Josh. My complete and utter analysis is exactly the same.
I'm glad we're in agreement, man. Amazing. But you think the Chiefs win Thursday, right?
Oh, Josh, I'm going to 100% agree with you, Josh. I get all my football information and all my football opinions from you. So I imagine they're all generally accurate.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm the greatest. You know, what can I say? I'm pretty sure all those are going to be wrong. Outside of the Chiefs, though, that's like a
that's the only one you're confident about.
That's the only one. My bold pick is that the Bucs are going to suck. Now they're not going to suck, but they're going to go 9-7. So basically, just slightly better than average. But
Alrighty.